Hello and welcome to Project 23. So this is about a project for me, a project for you if you're interested. This is something that I would like to do to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I like to feel things. I like to have experiences. And sometimes in our day-to-day life, we can get caught up in doing what needs to be done and not doing the things that light us up. So I'm giving myself a little challenge this year to do more of the things that light me up. I'm calling it Project 23 because we are in 2023. And I'm going to be journaling this, doing a video journal so you guys can follow along so that I have a record for myself of all the things that I'm going to be doing. And if you would like to join me, you can make your own list up and we can do it together. It's just about having some fun. So I've created a list of 23 things that I would like to do, learn, experience, or manifest for the next, 8 months of the year. And my idea is that I can do as many as I can, or as many as that I feel aligned to do for the rest of the year. I would love to do all of them, but we know that that's not possible. But the idea is if I can put this out there and I can share this with you, I'm keeping myself accountable to do it. And it's just making it a bit more real. So Project 23 is starting, it is beginning. I have created a little list for myself. And if this is something that you would like to do, feel free to let me know and I can share a little booklet that I've done for myself. And maybe it will help you to create a little list that you might like to do for yourself. Some people might call this a bucket list, but I don't see it that way. I see this as a list of experiences that I would like to have so that I can feel all the things that come with it. Now, I'm going to go through and share all of these different experiences with you. You don't have to do any of these. You don't have to even like them. These are for me, but I want to do them. And by putting it out there and sharing it with you guys, it's more likely that I am going to do it, because we know that studies show that the more you share a goal, the more likely it is that you're going to achieve it. So that's what I'm doing with this. Okay, so let me pull up my little list and I will show you and talk you through my projects. So as I mentioned, they don't have to be huge things. They don't have to be something that stretches you very much. It's just things that you might want to do that you haven't done or that you haven't made a priority. So when you hear my list, you'll understand all the different random activities that I put on there for myself. So in no particular order, my 23 things that I would like to be doing. Let's go through them. Number 1, wallpaper a wall. This might sound a little strange, but I have a lot of blank walls in my house, and I really love the idea of putting wallpaper on just one of the walls to have a bit of a feature wall. And I do have the space. I do have my own little studio up here, and I can do it. So it's something that I've been wanting to do, and I'm not sure how to do it, so I'm going to have to learn how to do it. I mean, it can't be that hard, but I think it would be super fun to just put up some wallpaper on one of my walls. A really big pattern that I love. I have to find one. I have to work out how to do it, all of these things. But one of my challenges is to wallpaper one of my walls. My second challenge, number 2, is to participate in a yoga class every week till the end of the year. Now, this might not sound hard for people who do lots of exercise or who do lots of yoga. I tend to dip in and out of exercise. I'm one of those people who will do it for a little while and then stop or fall off. And then I'll go, oh yeah, I should do it. So by giving myself this little challenge, it's going to push me to actually do some sort of exercise every week till the end of the year. I'm not signed up to any yoga classes. I'm not in a membership of anything. So I'm going to, I guess, try some different studios. When I'm traveling, I'm going to have to go and find somewhere to do it. And yeah, do my best to do a yoga class every week until the end of the year. I'm sure that my body will appreciate it. Number 3 is to try a new 4-wheel drive track. So we don't have a 4-wheel drive. We rent a 4-wheel drive whenever we go away to go 4-wheel driving. And usually we go up the Noosa North Shore. So we go up the beach and then we go inland a little bit to a place called Rainbow Beach. We love it. We really enjoy doing it. But we want to try some new places. So I said to my husband that I'm going to put on my list that we're going to try a new 4-wheel drive track. So one weekend for the rest of this year, I'm going to book a 4-wheel drive. research some new places and find somewhere that we can all go. Number 4 is to read 4 books. So this, some people might roll their eyes at this. I don't get a lot of time to read. I find that when I have the time to read, I do something else. I do anything else because I have all of these things that I can be doing. And I would like to prioritize reading a little bit more in my life. I have 4 books easily sitting on my bedside table that I can read. So I would like to read 4 books by the end of the year. That would be very good for my brain. Number 5 is to volunteer at a large-scale charity event. Now, the reason that I want to do this is I quite like and enjoy charity work. I used to work for a large charity. You meet some amazing people. You have some amazing experiences. It's such a feel-good thing to do. And I haven't done it for a long time. So I would like to participate in something that is bigger than me, something where other people are donating their time as well, and be a part of that community. So I'm going to have to look around and find something that I can participate in, something that aligns with me, something that I believe in, and put my name down to do that. Okay, so if you've got this far, you're thinking, there's a bit of a random mix of things that she's going to be doing. Yes, it's totally random. And the reason is I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit and do some things that maybe stretch me, maybe challenge me, because that's what I think life is about. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Hayley and I'm a manifestation coach. So I run manifestation coaching courses online. I also do some in-person events, and I believe that anything is possible. I really believe that when we're aligned with what we want to do, anything is possible. You just have to implement the steps to do it. Okay, so that's what I show you. I remove any limiting beliefs that you have around why you can't do something. And that's a big part of why I'm doing this, because there's things in here coming up that I think, oh, I don't think I can do that, or it's not really a priority for me, or I don't think I'd be very good. And so this is challenging myself to see what I can do and how I feel about doing these things. So that's the reason for me doing this challenge, basically. I'm hoping that if you want to come along and do this with me, that you can create your own list. It doesn't have to be anything like my list. I'm going to be sharing on Instagram. I'm going to be sharing on YouTube. You can tag me to share your journey if you'd like. You can DM me and I can share it for you, whatever you like. Or even if you don't, even if you just watch these and do one thing that you've been wanting to do, my job is done. That's amazing. So if you want to join, please let me know. I'd love to follow along with your journey as well, so I don't feel so alone doing mine. Okay, so number 6, the number 6 thing that I would like to do is I would like to learn more German. So for those of you who don't know, my husband is actually Austrian and he speaks German to our daughter. And I can follow along with most things and conversations I can keep up, but I'm not so good at replying. My brain doesn't seem to work as fast. And by the time I have my words ready, the conversation has moved on. So I would like to improve my German skills. Now, whether that means that I listen to some more podcasts, I do a German course, I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, but that is number 6 on my list. Number 7 is totally out of my zone. I would like to learn how to renovate a bathroom. We bought a big house. It's an older house and we have a lot of rooms that we'd like to renovate. And I'm really finding that I'm enjoying the process, but I don't know a lot about it. So one of the rooms that we really would like to renovate is our ensuite. At the moment, it is the 80s pink. We have a nice pink 80s laminate bench top, which is lovely. And I would love to learn more about how I can do this myself, not necessarily physically pulling everything out, but doing all the work behind it and doing the parts of it that I can. You know, I'm not going to be able to rewire all the lights and install the plumbing, but what can I learn that I can do myself? This is something that I've never done before. No idea about renovating really, but I think it's a great challenge and I would love to do that. Number 8 is to host a fancy dinner party. If you know me, you might think, Hayley, your background is events. You know, you're very good at doing that. Why would this be on your challenge list? Now, the reason that I've put this on my challenge list is because when it comes to hosting an event, a personal event that's not for work or not for something else, I get a bit anxious around, have I planned a good enough meal? Have I sent out the right invites? How am I going to host this? Are people going to have a good time? And I need to move past that and just have a good time with the people who are there and not so much worry about the food or the catering or the whatever it is. I need to move past that fear, I guess, and actually have a party where I'm not stressing about everything and just enjoy it. So on my list is to host a fancy dinner party. I think that's going to be a fun one. Number 9 is to do a 5K park run. Now, I used to run maybe 10, 15 years ago. I used to do running after work, and maybe 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been a problem, but I haven't done a lot of running. And like I said before, I'm not doing a whole lot of exercise. So this will be a fitness stretch for me. So I might need the entire 8 months to plan and prep for this one, but my goal is to run a 5K park run. If you've done park runs, you'll know that this is probably one of the smallest runs that you can do. So I'm setting the bar quite low because I haven't done any running for a long time. So I would like to do that, a 5K park run. Number 10 is to go overseas. Now, you might think, well, that's fine, just buy a plane ticket and off you go. I haven't planned for it. I don't have any plans to go overseas this year. We haven't budgeted for it. But I put this one on there because you never know what will happen. I honestly believe that things just pop up, and when you're aligned with things, you get opportunities that you maybe weren't open to before. So I'm putting it out there that I am more than happy to go overseas by the end of the year. Not sure what that looks like, but let's see. Number 11 is to increase my financial literacy. So I have been, over the past couple of years, reading up more on, basically financial situations, increasing my own awareness and knowledge of my finances and finances in general, because I think we should all have control of our money. We shouldn't have to rely on someone else to eat, basically, to have a roof over our heads. So I would like to increase my financial literacy so that I can better budget for myself, for my family, for my business, all of these things, even little things like, do you know where your super is? Do you know how to access your super? All of these little things, investments, I didn't know very much about them. But the more I learn about them, the more I can secure my financial future by doing so. So again, not sure how I'm going to measure that one, but one of my goals is to increase my financial literacy. Number 12, to do a boudoir photo shoot. Now, before you look at me and say, what? I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing this for me. This is something that will challenge me. I don't love being in front of the camera, hence doing this challenge, hence doing a lot of things that I do in front of the camera, because I want to challenge myself, because the feeling of having completed it is like, oh, I did it, and then I can look back and say, yes, yeah, I was able to do that. I was able to conquer that fear. So for those of you who don't know, a boudoir photo shoot is literally just a beautiful photo shoot in lingerie or underwear. I'm not doing this for anyone else. I want to keep these photos for myself so that I can look back in 10 years' time and go, wow, I did it. That's what I looked like back then. I don't want to miss out on capturing some moments in my life. So this will challenge me, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know a photographer. I'm going to do a little bit of research, and yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do by the end of the year. Number 13 is to go on something called the Mary River Rattler. So the Mary River Rattler is literally a train, a tourist train that runs out of Gympie, which is just north of here. And it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a little while. And my daughter is at the perfect age where she would really enjoy doing it. So that is on my list of things to do, maybe one weekend or on the holidays, is to do that with her, because some of these things are for me, but some of them are also for me to do with my family. And this is definitely one of them, because I know that she would love it. She loves trains. So going on the Mary River Rattler will be on my list for this year. Number 14 is to interview a famous person on my podcast. Now, I don't really know any famous people, and I don't even know what I define as fame, but pushing myself outside of my comfort zone by interviewing people who have a larger audience than me is something that scares me a little, but it's something that I need to do to grow for myself, for my own confidence, for my own skills. So interviewing a famous person on my podcast is up there on my list. Number 15, to follow up on that, is to get interviewed on a podcast, because then that challenges me to speak about what I do and why I do it, to other people and to be able to frame what I do and to say what I love to a larger audience. So on my list is to be able to be interviewed on somebody else's podcast. Number 16 is, let me roll this up, to do a public speaking gig about manifestation for an audience of more than 100 people. So again, not sure what this is going to look like or how this will come about, but I had public speaking on my manifestation list for this year, and I've already ticked one of those off. I didn't have an audience size. I ended up speaking at the Conscious Life Festival here on the Sunshine Coast in March, I think, and it was great. So I really enjoyed it. So I'd like to see if I can stretch myself by doing it for a larger audience. So that is on my list as well for 2023. Number 17 is to enjoy a fancy weekend away with the husband. I call him the husband because I have a tiny human and I have the husband. So we don't often go away, just the two of us. It's actually been probably a couple of years since we've done that. And when we do, it's not really fancy. We'll go away for a fun weekend somewhere. We like to stay in caravan parks or something a little less luxurious because that's what we enjoy. But I think it would be really fun to go somewhere fancy and have a really nice weekend away with him. So that is on the cards as well, a weekend away. Number 18 is to participate in a scavenger hunt. Now, this might seem a bit strange, but I love scavenger hunts. I love treasure hunts. I love geocaching, for those of you who go geocaching. My 21st was actually a planned car rally scavenger hunt around my town, which I loved. So I would like to do some sort of scavenger hunt before the end of the year. Potentially on a larger scale rather than just a scavenger hunt that my daughter has designed for me. Number 19 is to donate to a charity. Now, when I say donate to a charity, I don't mean $5 or $10. I mean make a larger scale donation to a charity. I have done a lot of charity work and I understand the power of donations, and I'm in a position where I can give back more than I could before. So this is something that I would really like to do because I know the difference that it will make as opposed to volunteering my time. I know what money can do for a charity. So this is my chance to donate and give something back. Number 20 is something that, again, something very random, is to win a competition. I don't enter very many competitions, so I guess I better start. But I do know a lot of people who, when they work on their mindset, win a lot of competitions. So that's something that I would like to play around with and see how that goes for me for this year. All sorts of competitions, I think, big and small. Number 21 is to go bike riding with my tiny human. My daughter has recently learned to ride a big bike without the training wheels, and I don't currently have a bike. I have a scooter, but I would love for all of us to go on rides as a family. So putting bike riding on my list will challenge me to actually make that happen for this year. Whether I buy a bike, whether I borrow a bike, I'm not sure, but to do some more bike riding with her is definitely on my list for this year. Number 22 is to write in my daughter's journal. When my daughter was born, somebody gave us a journal for us to record her life, basically her life story. And what we've done is, over the years, we've been writing in it. We used to write quite regularly in it, so once a week or once a month. And now, as she's getting bigger and life is going on, we're not writing in it so much. And I think it's probably been 6 to 12 months since I've written in it. And I have a lot of moments where I think, oh, I have to write this down in her diary, and I don't. Something else gets in the way. So I'm making it a priority to write in her journal once a month. And yeah, it's just a good record for her to look back when she's older and have that and look back on what we were thinking when she was younger. And number 23, the last and final on my official list, is to get trained in one new skill for work. I don't know what that is, but I haven't done any upskilling for a little while, and I'd really like to. I really like learning, and I would like to choose a skill that I really don't have or I'm very weak in, because sometimes I find that we can gravitate to doing courses where we already know what it's about or it's in our comfort zone. So I think I need to gravitate towards courses that are a little bit outside my comfort zone or that challenge me a little bit so that I can really make the most of my learning. So that is my Project 23 list. I do have a bigger list, but this is my life list, which is things like participate in the Amazing Race, visit Santa's workshop, have a white Christmas, visit Africa, attend the Birdsville races, go to the Mount Isa rodeo. These are things that are on my life list of, I want to do these things, but potentially not possible by the end of the year. So I've created this list of 23 things, which I think are doable, that will stretch me, that will make me feel something. And I do think it's possible by the end of the year. So I will be keeping you guys updated, doing some videos as I do these things to keep you posted on my progress. And hopefully maybe it inspires you to do the same. Maybe you have a little bucket list of your own. Maybe there's a few things that you've been wanting to do that you haven't done. And this might be the chance for you to go, oh, I could do those as well. Again, if you're interested in getting the little booklet that I've done for myself, please let me know. Just give me your email address and I'll send it out to you all free, no dramas. It's just something fun that maybe we can do together. I would love to have some people doing this with me so that I'm not alone. But if I am, that is totally fine as well. So this is about me, but I would love for you to join me on this journey. So if you do have any Project 23 lists that you might want to do, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will keep you posted with how I go. Bye.